bullshit.
Bobby Bones Show.
All right, here's a voicemail we got over the weekend.
For the love of God, stop singing. That is the end of the first, whatever, of the podcast. Oh, my God. Bobby, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Please stop.
The passion about this came out of nowhere. Both sides. Well, mostly this side and one other person. If you go to listen to our podcast after the show, I put a little thing at the end of the first half. It's like, that is the end of the first half of the podcast. Randomly, people are so upset about it. Go listen to it. If you hate it, let me know. I don't think I'll change it. People are passionate. I like that. But I didn't know. I have like 100 of those. If I had any good ones anymore, I'd play those. I don't have any good ones. So there's that one. Here's Scott from Ohio.
I was at a local Golden Corral here over the weekend, and they had a tip box out for the people in the back cooking the steaks, where they cook a medium, rare, flipping the hamburgers. It was in between breakfast, so they were still working on the eggs and stuff. What's wrong with people? I do leave my waitress a tip, even though she does only bring us soda pops. I think that's fair. I like to have everybody's opinion, but mostly I want to hear Lunchboxes. Love the show, long-time listener.
Thank you for that. And then I will let you start, Lunchbox, since Scott wants to hear from you. You have about 20 seconds. You're on the clock.
Scott, I agree with you 100%. What's wrong with people? Why are we now tipping the cooks? Because they're doing their job. They're hired to cook the steaks, the burgers, cook the food for the buffet, and now you got to tip them for that? It's out of control. Relax. Stop with the tipping stuff.
All right, thank you. I would say you don't have to tip anybody, and there is no expectation of you to tip anyone. But I think it's if you have a buck or two, you can put it in there and help their life in a positive way. But there is no expectation to tip that person. And I do agree that in some situations, tipping culture is way out of hand. But I'm not going to get offended by something that doesn't affect me. If I want to throw a couple bucks in it, throw a couple bucks in it. If I don't, I don't. It's not the same as a waiter or waitress. There are some restaurants you can tip the kitchen staff too. It's a line, which is also kind of weird. But no one's making you do it. There's no reason to get upset about it. You choose to be upset. This is like when people get offended at anything. When you get offended, you did that to yourself. You chose to be offended. You can move on or you can be offended. When you're offended, you did that to you. So I like you as a listener, Scott, but no need to even think about it twice. If you don't want to give them a couple bucks, don't worry about it. Game over. The end.
Yeah, move on.
I'm good. I am moving on. Thank you. I'm moving now over to the morning corny. Here we go. The morning corny.
So do you think they're allowed to laugh loud in Hawaii? Or is it just aloha?
That was the morning corny. I'll give you a little.
You send an email and we read it on the air. It's something we call Bobby's mailbag. Yeah.
Hello, Bobby Bones. My husband and I have been married for almost a year. We each have 2 children from our previous marriages, and we share custody with our exes. My kids seem to have learned to love their stepdad, but despite everything I've done to try to get close to my husband's kids, they still have not warmed up to me. I think maybe his ex tell him things about me that maybe aren't true, trying to keep them from liking me. But I do not know this positively. How can I try to be closer to them? I want to bond with them, but I want to know how to do it. Signed, stepmom. I'm going to give you the real easy answer. I had a stepdad. Mom's no longer alive anymore. But it is literally time and consistency. That's it. It's the most simple solution. It may not work out. Whomever the other side is, may be talking crap about you. The only way to actually win that is just time and consistency. That's it. If you try too much, that'll push them away. If you try too little, they'll never come closer. In life, consistency is currency. That is the key. Don't be a try-hard, because then you shall die hard. Consistency, that's all. Amy, you want to help on this one?
Yeah, no, I think it's the consistency and then reminding yourself that if you are loving and kind and showing up for them, that any of their behavior towards you, if it's negative, it's not really about you. Mm-hmm. So just know that. It could be something that your ex is influencing, or it could just be their feelings about the divorce and somebody new, and you can't take it personally and don't let it get you down, even though that's not, it's easier said than done.
And try not to spiral toward his ex. Yeah. You don't know if she's doing that or not. If she is, there's nothing you can really do about it. You don't want to confront it. And maybe she's not. And it could be a conversation to have with your current husband to go, I'm really trying. would you mind having a conversation to just let them know I'm trying and I'm here? I'm not trying to be their new mom or anything.
And when the kids are older, they'll know.
Yeah.
They'll know.
Consistency. That's the key. It's boring. Absolutely boring. But
hard.
It's the app. It's A+, absolute. Thank you. You sound like a good mom and stepmom, and I'm glad you emailed us. We appreciate that. Close it up.
We got your email and we read it on the air. Now it's time to close Bobby's mailbag. Yeah.
If you want a gold medal and you're out representing the USA and it's the Olympics, I did not know that this money was in play. I did not know that. That's not going to make me go train. I'm not good enough, but we'll talk about that. Did not know the amount of money that goes to the winners that win golds and silvers and bronzes, and also the woman that won the lottery like 6 times at once. We'll talk about that next.
You're listening to
Bobby Bone. Thanks for spending your morning with the Bobby Bone Show. Case 100.7.
Bobby Bones.
Yeah.
Latoya Burke in Chesapeake, Virginia bought 6 identical tickets for the Pick 5 drawing. She hit all 6 times, obviously, because all 6 were the same numbers. A grand total of $180,000. Now, this story comes from UPI.com, and I've got questions, mostly for Lunchbox. Burke told Virginia lottery officials she visited the store on Jackson Avenue, decided to try her luck with 6 identical tickets. She matched all the numbers. Listen to these winning numbers. 55550.
Whoa.
55550. And each scored $30,000. 6 times 3 is 18, $180,000. The winner did not reveal whether she had any immediate plans for her winnings. So, Lunchbox, if you were to buy one of these, is there a maximum amount that you can spend on one ticket? Because why would you not just spend $6? If it's $1, why would you not just spend $6 on one ticket?
No. Each ticket costs, it's set.
Okay.
Like you can only buy a certain, like if you buy one ticket, it's that price. I don't know why you would buy 5 of the exact same ticket.
Well, the same reason you would buy one for 6 times the price. If you're making a bet, instead of making 5 of the exact same bet, you just do it for times 5. So she really wanted that.
That is so weird.
But she wanted it. And you ever do that? Buy the same numbers over and over? Do you ever play the pick 3, pick 5?
No, I don't ever do any of those. I should.
I don't know that you should. I don't think that's
they seem to win more because there's less combinations.
Don't believe what you read because you're only reading the very rare stories, because if they weren't rare, you wouldn't be reading about them.
But that's what I'm saying. She gave herself a one-shot chance instead of buying 5 tickets with different numbers, giving her a 5 chances. That's crazy.
You would never do that.
No. But maybe that's a strategy.
What about the numbers 5555? You ever pick when you pick numbers?
No, I would never put like if I was doing pick 5, like when you do like lottery, like Powerball or Mega Millions, you can't pick like 65, 65, 65. It only is in there one time. So these, I didn't realize you could have the same number.
Because I think each of them is like 0 through 9.
Yeah.
Every single time. 0 through 9 pulls up.
Oh, okay.
Either the ball goes back down in it or it's a different little.
It has to be a different little blah, blah, blah.
Speaking of money, the Olympics are coming up.
Oh.
If a United States athlete is in the Olympics and wins the gold medal, any idea how much they make? If any at all? I have the answers here.
Oh, has to
Gosh,
be.
I feel like I've either read this or talked about it before at some point, but I don't know. What's it? $10,000 or something?
Yeah, it's $37,500 for
Excuse me?
every gold medal. I thought it would be more.
But then,
But again, I thought it would be 0. I'll be honest with you. I thought it would be 0, and then you make your money based off marketing.
Endorsements.
But once I read how much all the countries pay their people, I just would expect America kind of care more. We dominate. But yeah, America's $37,500 for gold, $22,500 for silver, $15,000 for every bronze. Your reaction, Lunchbox, is why?
So how do they make money? Like they're training their whole life for this and they're making $37,000?
The same way that like a professional volleyball player would make money. Not a huge sport in America, so they can either go overseas to do it, or they can teach, or they can get a sponsor, you know, or they can be a social media influencer on Bow and Arrow. I mean, you have to figure out ways to make money.
That is so wild.
Would you think they
You
should
think it was a
get?
big payout if they won the gold?
Yeah,
Like
100%. You're representing your country. You should be getting paid while you train. You should get.
But who pays you?
I don't
and
know.
also, it's not programs. We don't have the programs really, like some of the countries do. In China, they find a 4-year-old that's awesome. You're in. You're not even going to school. They're putting you in. You're shooting nothing but baskets.
And you're doing nothing but gymnastics.
That's it.
Get it.
The number 1 country is Serbia. If you get a gold medal. But also, what else they have going on? No, I mean, they got to kind of $214,000 for a gold medal.
Wow.
Malaysia, $212,000.
They're not winning gold.
Morocco, yeah, I know. Might as well be $10 million.
Yeah.
Morocco, $200,000. Italy, $193,000. And number 5, Lithuania at $180,000. You can keep going, but the United States is at $37,000.
I'm watching that sprinter show. Never mind. It's not Tuesday's Reviews Day.
It's not Tuesday Review Day. Are you done?
Nope. But
what's it called?
It's related
What's
to
it
this.
called? Do you like it?
It's called Sprinter, and I do like it. And this isn't a spoiler at all whatsoever because it's it's from the Olympics, the 100.
I don't think you should say anything else, but I will allow you to. Go ahead.
I'm not sure. It's the 100 meter. I didn't know that the 100 meter was like the coveted, like when you win that, you're like
fastest man
right
on earth. Yeah.
And
Usain Bolt.
And some guy from Italy won during COVID times. I know this because there's masks on their faces, but
can you imagine sprinting with a mask?
Well, no. When they're on stage, when they're
that's like a sailboat. You start going backward.
No, when they were on the podium. But anyway, a guy from Italy shockingly won. He's very good looking, and I'm like, dang, he got $190,000 for that.
Was that Olympics?
Yeah,
I think so.
COVID was Olympics.
2020.
Man, I don't even know what year it is anymore.
24.
Thanks for waking up with the Bobby Bone Show on Case 100.7.
It's time for a scam alert. Scam alert. All right, this is the one where you may get a warning and they're like, hey, you're going to get arrested for missing jury duty if you don't pay a little fine to the city, town, government, etc. And I do understand why this would freak people out because in our mind we go, well, I could have easily missed a summons in the mail because who knows if I even opened that piece of mail? Because who knows if it looked like junk mail? Because I got to be honest, I don't open junk mail or anything that looks like junk mail. You guys?
I've never done jury duty. So what they send it through the mail? Is that how they do it?
Yes.
Okay.
And you get it through paper.
Okay.
It's a piece of paper.
Because I'd totally fall for this.
No, the one time, I think it looked like I owed I don't know, I opened it for some reason. I almost did, and I was like, you're due at this point. Thank God I did, because it looked so much like junk mail. So here's the deal. The clerk's office, quote, will never call anybody attempting to collect money or text anybody attempting to collect money or vice versa. People are calling. People are texting. One of the victims lost $7,500.
Oh.
Yeah, and they paid it because, again, it's scary to us because if you don't go to jury duty, then they arrest you eventually after a couple of times. So you don't want to go to jail, so you pay the fine because you think you probably did wrong because you didn't open the summons and you didn't do jury duty. So that is a scam alert. If you get a call from someone or a text from someone, they say, hang up and call that place back because you can easily look it up, see the phone number to the county, court, whomever. Call it back and ask the question because they're never going to tell you owe money.
And what do you do with a text? Just delete it as fast as you can?
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah. So you feel like if you leave it in, it's going to corrupt your phone?
Like if it lives in my phone, it can get in my phone.
I feel the same way.
That's
and remember,
smart.
if it comes from one of those 5-digit numbers, that is safe because what you have to do is you have to register and they have to allow it before you can even have that number. Now, at some point, I'm sure they'll figure out a way to scam that. But if you do get one of those from 22929, that is safe. And at times I'll get those from FedEx or UPS or...
I get a lot of texts from FedEx saying I have packages waiting for me.
But are they from the 5-digit?
No, they're from the other one. They're saying, hey, your packages arrived, blah, blah, blah.
I got one last night that was pretty good. And I didn't fall for it because the email address, I went up into the email and did open sender. And it was Johnny Banana 69 at yahoo.com.
Oh, gotcha.
That's when I realized it wasn't actually like the government. Yeah, but it's getting closer and closer. There's a guy, he found a finger in his yard. It was in his driveway, like a human finger.
Like a real finger?
Yeah. So the case of the mysterious human finger found in a Tacoma driveway earlier this month has been solved. Now, you guys don't know the pre. So what do you think happened? Let's say, today is July 22nd. Let's say, I think it was July 5th or July 6th, somebody found a finger.
Got it. Firework, blew it off.
That's exactly what happened.
Wow, that's good.
During the afternoon of July 5th, Tacoma Police Department officers responded to a finger found in a driveway. Man, what an explosion to take your finger fully off and not just damage it to the point where they have to cut it off, but to remove it and send it along its way.
Yeah, like it flew.
So a man identified himself and said, hey, that's my finger. And I was just messing around with some fireworks.
Oh.
They didn't have to provide his identity, so they didn't. He did explain the latest prints on the finger do correspond with the person because he's done his fingerprints for some reason before. And they're like, oh, yeah, this finger. But I don't know if you can reattach a finger that late.
No, I think it's dead.
Or could you make it like, remember those little plastic fingers that you could put on, had like fake fingernails on them?
Yeah, I remember
Could
that.
you like cut out the inside of it and slide it over the nub and then it just looks normal again? Finally, this story sucks. This singer in Brazil, he was electrocuted on stage because he hugged a wet fan.
Did he die?
That's electrocuted, yeah.
I didn't know if that was just shocked. Like, you
got it.
Okay.
I think if it's fully cuted,
that's dead.
I do think so, yeah. It has been claimed that he embraced a wet fan and received a deadly electric shock. Apparently, he was touching something.
That's so terrible.
And when he hugged the wet fan, I wonder why the wet person didn't.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Like, did they both die? Did they both get electrocuted?
And maybe wet doesn't.
Yeah, maybe wet protects you.
We have no idea what we're talking about. Maybe wet protects.
Don't know, man.
Yes. But that freak accident, I don't know the guy's like his music.
He's from Brazil?
Ira Sasaki, after being electrocuted when he hugged a wet fan on stage. That stinks. Let's do the news.
Bobby's Big
Stories.
The biggest story, obviously, is Joe Biden. President Biden announced yesterday he's not seeking re-election. He's the first sitting president to drop out since Lyndon Johnson in 1968. I will talk more about this in the post show. Here's why this is not a political show. It's never going to be a political show. People don't come to me to talk about politics. And also, I think politicians generally are dirtbags. That's generally how I feel about them because I've had a chance to know a bunch of them. Biden was too old.
Yeah.
He just was. He was just too old.
Way too old.
And so he was the oldest ever to run. Now that that's gone, do you know who the oldest is to run now?
Trump
now.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Couple old dudes.
It's crazy, man. I will talk, and it will not be politically based. But why people get mad at me is because I usually say bad things about both. But I will talk a bit more about this if you don't listen to the podcast. I won't force it on you now. But wild. And I'm cool with it. He's way too old. When you watch the debate, you're like, oh, man. Somebody get Papa like a rug or in a nice blanket. Let's call it a day.
So who runs in that place?
Well, it's not been decided yet. A lot of people were on last night endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris. Former President Trump talking like it doesn't matter, but it does later.
Yeah.
That's the first part of the news. Come to the podcast if you want to hear
Coming
some
in
more
hot.
thoughts. Coming in hot. That is crazier, though. We've not seen anything like this in our life.
And Lyndon B. Johnson, did he just step down because he was old too? Was that kind of his reasoning?
Well, you were around back then.
No,
Yeah, dude, what was it like
Yeah,
when they
not
taught you
around.
in like 8th grade, 1968?
Not true.
I don't know.
Okay.
Pillowcases can be dirtier than the toilet.
Oh, mine for sure is.
Dude, mine's brown. I saw
mine
it the
is,
other day.
too. Dude, it's got like a spot.
It's not good.
Johnson's decision was not easy, they say, because he was driven by deep political ambition, but was greatly troubled by the divisions and turbulence of in an American society and an increasingly unpopular war that was so closely tied to his administration.
Vietnam.
So that was why he did not run. Probably they knew he wouldn't win. What's the comparison here to Biden quitting? Remember when Morgan Wallen got canceled the show right after the openers went on?
Oh, yeah.
And they put up on the screen because Morgan's sick or whatever it was. He can't. This is that in country music. It's like we're there. It's almost time for the head event, the election.
It's coming up.
And then the screen comes up. Sorry,
Won't be here.
we're gonna have to do it at a different time. Pillowcases can be dirtier than the toilet.
Yeah.
Experts revealed a sweaty night's sleep could harbor bacteria in your pillowcase, making it grosser than the bathroom fixture. The toilet does probably get cleaned more than the pillowcases do, depending on who you are. I would assume the toilet gets cleaned more, right?
I mean, who cleans the toilet?
I mean, we do.
I'm shy. Somebody at your house does, even if you don't.
Oh, I would never even think about it.
Otherwise, your toilet would be disgusting.
Yeah.
You flush it.
But flush doesn't always work. It's not just about water going down. Yeah, somebody cleaned your toilet, you just don't know it.
You never see like those brown.
We're good.
Okay.
A Stegosaurus fossil sells for $44.6 million.
What?
The nearly complete fossilized remains. Wow. So almost the full, you go into a science center and they have, I don't think I've ever seen one in real life, like a full dinosaur only on television where it's like, this is like a full Stegosaurus.
That's amazing. Is that the one with the spikes on the
Yes,
back?
I'm looking at it right now.
Ah, so cool.
You walk into my house if I have this?
That would be awesome.
That would be
dude.
awesome. $44 million. The buyer's name was not disclosed. The fossil, dubbed Apex, is considered to be among the most complete ever found. The price blew past a pre-sale estimate of $4 to $6 million.
Well, yeah, it's so unique.
$31 million for the remains of a Tyrannosaurus Rex named Stan, sold in 2020. So that was the highest at $31 million. I wonder what Stan looked like, because this Stegosaurus with the spikes on the back, it is almost complete. It is full. It is so cool. I would let no one near it.
No.
For sure someone would fall into it.
Oh, for sure. They're drinking, fall in, it's over.
Why are they drinking at my house, though?
Well, yeah, party, you know?
I guess I am having parties now that Stegosaurus is there.
Yeah, man.
That's wild. Yeah, Stegosaurus is cool. The T-Rex would be even cooler,
Well,
though.
T-Rex is like, that's the top
It was
dog.
like the eater.
Yeah.
$30 million. If I were a T-Rex owner, and I would now sell that and probably do it for like 50, 55, based on the market and analysis of the dinosaurs. A history buff bought a piece of a tent from a Goodwill for $1,700. A piece of a tent, because they claimed it was from back like 1700s. It was a piece of George Washington's tent.
Amazing.
That's crazy.
So, like, the store even labeled it as like, oh, this is a piece of history for sure, but he didn't know if that was real or not.
Correct. So he bought it, taking the risk, and it's a piece of George Washington's famous Revolutionary War tent. Like, what does that go for? Imagine you get the Stegosaurus in the tent in the same house.
Come on, big parties.
What a party that. You put the Stegosaurus in the tent. Wow, that would be crazy. Sharing bank accounts can be a sign of trust, and more than 2 in 3 people say sharing financial accounts can also help them catch a cheating partner. From Wallet Hub, Lunchbox does not share account.
Correct.
And so you don't even access. Like,
Don't even know her password. Don't even know where she has her bank at.
That's wild to me.
It's not a big deal. No stress.
I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah, because you don't have to worry about it.
The rule. To me, that's just wild because we always look and.
But you don't have to worry about what they're spending, where they're going. You just worry about you, and you take care of you. If you got money,
It feels like the opposite of what marriage is, though.
Just living apart.
But I get it. Everybody has different rules, and I'm not hating on you. To me, it just feels very foreign because that's not how we operate. But if it works for you, I think that's amazing. I just a lot of times have questions about how it works for you because I'm curious. It's so different than what we do. So
Yeah.
no hate at all.
I'm curious though. Do you guys ever talk about like, oh, I'm running low on my money. Like, can I borrow some this week?
Oh, good question. And do you charge interest if they borrow?
I never had to borrow. No borrowing.
What about her?
Nah. She had one of those, what do you call them? 401ks?
She does, and you don't. She's going to retire all happy.
Without him.
And you're going to be...
Oh, I'll be happy. Trust me, I'll be good.
Nearly 2 in 5 Americans have a financial account their partner doesn't know about, even if they do share some. More than 1 in 5 Americans handle money disputes in a relationship by arguing or fighting with their partner. 38% of people think the relationship is limiting their financial growth. And more than 2 in 3 people believe that sharing financial accounts can help them catch a cheating partner. Yeah, duh.
No crap.
Yeah, look at the check card, look at the debit card, whatever you're going to call that thing. Yeah, if there's some stuff from John's Flowers and more, and they ain't coming to you, I got a bad feeling about that relationship. Twisters rocks the box office. $80.5 million opening weekend, which is a bit unheard of for a movie nowadays because movies just don't make as much money generally, or not as many do. And we'll do Tuesday Reviews Day tomorrow, but Movie Mike is here. Movie Mike, you loved Twister 1.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Did you love Twister 2?
I loved it. It's just as good.
That's awesome. I love Twister 1 too.
Oh, it's great.
I forgot about it. Helen Hunt?
Yep.
And Paul Reiser?
Bill Paxton.
I'm thinking about Mad About You.
You know, the TV show.
Yeah, Mad About You, but still Helen Hunt though, right?
Yeah, around that same time she was doing that
But
show.
it was Helen.
It's Helen Hunt.
What happened to her?
I never knew what happened to her when she was... I never knew what was happening with her.
I mean, she's still alive. Like,
Is she?
Yeah.
Aubrey Plaza tears her ACL playing knockout during WNBA All-Star Weekend. Couple things. I love playing knockout because you don't really get hurt. Uh-oh. Because knockout is where, let's say there's 6 of us and you're all on a line. I shoot. If I make it, boom, I go to the back of the line. If I shoot and I miss it and the other person behind me makes it before I can get my rebound and put it in, then I'm out and they continue. So it's just a fun shooting game with a lot of cardio. However, this did not happen here. Aubrey Plaza, by the way, Parks and Rec.
Yeah, so funny.
Funny one.
Hilarious.
Kind of dark, seeming dry. Yeah, good. The 40-year-old actress was WNBA All-Star Weekend. She's playing. She fell. She had a huge ice wrap on her right knee. I would also like to report that from MLB All-Star Weekend, my knee, still a big chunk of skin missing, but I'm still here. I've been very fortunate. I haven't been hurt bad, but my knee is still pretty jacked up just from like the skin missing and the blood, but not really from any sort of real injury. But played pickleball yesterday. Man, talk about my calves. It kills my calves. You like pickleball, Lunchbox? I don't know why you don't play.
I mean, I don't know anybody. Well, I mean, I know you play, but besides that, no one I know plays.
I bet you're wrong. I bet they just don't invite you. And that happened to me my whole life. I never got invited to a party until a little later. No, I get it. That's totally me. I'm kidding. All right, that's the news.
Those were Bobby's Big
Stories.